about this off camera.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about this one.
Me too.
Sounds like a very cool property, very cool book. Dipping your toe back into fantasy a little bit, obviously, but very dark. I mean, what's the
Very
appeal
dark.
of this material?
Again, the script was so good, the story. I mean, there's nothing really that I think can be so exciting to an actor as just an original idea. And the way that this, and also it's an original idea, and also it's tackled in very original, fresh, vibrant way. It's, you know, there's opportunities, particularly at the beginning of the script, for a lot of, again, very dark humour. But as the script goes on, it becomes really very, very emotional and has potential to be very, very moving and, yeah, kind of heartbreaking, really.
So it's for your horns yet?
I have seen some mocked up pictures of what they might end up looking like. It's very exciting. I mean, I think just Hellboy is what we're trying to avoid. We're not gonna go like traditional kind of like out. You know, it's not going to be that on the nose.
Right. That's 6 hours of makeup anyway. I would kill you.
Exactly. And so yeah, I mean, it is interesting. There will be a lot of prosthetics involved, I guess, towards the end because some terrible things happen to my character. But I'm very excited. And Alex, our director, Alex Azure, has got some frankly brilliant ideas for the whole film. But he's got some amazing ideas for the beginning. But also. I always like the idea of, you know, Alex and I are kind of in similar places where everyone's very willing to sort of put us both in boxes and sort of assume there are certain things we do and there are certain things we don't want to do. And I think we're both very keen to flex new muscles, both of us.
Right. You've been a busy guy since last time I spoke to you. You've shot Kill Your Darlings.
Yep.
Happy experience, tense experience. Give me a sense of what it was like.
Kill Your Darlings was kind of amazing to shoot. It was even faster than this. Sorry, there's a dog fight going on over there. Yeah. Oh God, there really is. Christ.
It's ugly.
Oh no. We're fine. One of them must have won.
Right. It's a quick fight.
But yeah, so Kill Your Darlings, no, it was just incredible. I mean, it was fast-paced, and you know, kind of our backs were against the wall more or less constantly. But I think we could have made a really, really special film, and it's because everybody that was in it was really invested in it and cared so much and was so passionate about telling this story. And I think it won't just be a sort of very accurate and sort of dry historical retelling of these figures. It's going to be a huge amount of fun and exciting and very. I think it's a real emotional journey that all the characters have their own journeys on that. That's why it's such a good script. So yeah, and John Krokidas, our director, was just amazing. So yeah, it was great. And then I shot a 4-part thing for. Sky Arts in England. I'm not sure where it's going to find a home over here, but I'm sure that it will.
So yeah, explain that to me.
Okay.
Because John Hamm's in it.
John Hamm's in it.
You're in it.
We play the same character.
Okay.
20 years apart. If you look at the thing as kind of being a meditation on memory, he, as the older Doctor in 1935, is kind of just remembering his youth and reliving it again by reading the diary he kept when he was a young Doctor. But the way we show that is that he's sort of walking through his memory. And so John sort of has a scene in 1935 that sort of bookends every episode, but then within the story we interact in scenes together because he's sort of looking at his younger self with great amusement and sort of despair.
So you have the best of all possible worlds. You get to play young John Hamm, you get to work with his hilarious John Hamm.
Yeah, and it was, I do think it's going to be, everyone, I loved it, you know, when it first came out that we were doing it, like some English paper said, like, John Hamm and Dan Radcliffe are going to play doctors in World War I in Russia. And you just think, no, just it takes place in like 1917 doesn't necessarily mean it was involved in World War I. I mean, no, it's nothing to do with that. What I love about that project, though, is that everyone, even though there is a book out there that people can read if they want to, everyone kind of thinks they know what it is, but it's not that. It's going to be very. It's only four parts, right. 20 minutes or so episodes. But in that there is so much comedy and tragedy. I mean, it's really very, very dark and also very funny. It's a weird comedy, and I think people are going to really enjoy it.
And it must give you peace of mind to know that, in 20 years hence, you turn into John Hamm. I mean, you're a good guy now, but I'm
going to turn into John Hamm. Like that's incredible news. I mean, if that actually comes to pass, I will be very, very happy, and then I'll remake Mad Men. Yes, because he's already said that he's going
to be Potter.
He's going to do the prequels of Potter as Harry as a younger man.
Right.
At the age of John Hamm is going to play Harry Potter at age 8.
Right.
Yeah.
I hope it's with 8-year-olds. I want to see adult John Hamm with children.
With kids. Yeah. Well, that's coming soon, everybody. You can all look forward to that out there.
Exclusive. Thanks, Dan.
There you go.
There was talk recently that you may be a part of this Guillermo del Toro directed or produced Pinocchio thing. Is that something that you talked to him about? Or?
No, I haven't. I have heard nothing about that, really, to be honest. I mean, again, it's one of those things that sort of appears on IMDb, and then I get asked about it, and I'm like, I don't know who started that. I guess he said something in an interview, which is very flattering, and you know, I would love to talk to him about that, but until that has happened, then it would be.
Guillermo might be talking to a Dan Radcliffe impersonator who's signing you on to projects.
He might be. In which case, he's got quite good taste. Yeah. So I'm going to let this Dan Radcliffe impersonator carry on doing good work for me.
Right. If you're fake Dan Radcliffe and you want to talk to David Fincher,
David Fincher, Chris Nolan, God, who else? There's tons.
Right.
Talk to me.
Spike Jonze. Yeah, you have license to go out there and do his bit.
Yeah.
It does feel like that you've been quite busy. Have you been enjoying kind of just like, I mean, have you had much time off? Have you been enjoying kind of just like being in the work?
I've been enjoying being in the work. I mean, I had 6 weeks off in the summer, which was way too long, and you know, it's fine. I do okay with downtime, not great. I was very, very excited to get back on set on this. But yeah, I mean, I think the problem I'm encountering is that my passion and my hobby is also what I do for a living. So when I walk away from that, there's the weekends. There's like I read, I change my fantasy football squad and watch the games, and that's pretty much what my weekends consist of.
Are you happy with your draft?
I did really well. I actually won my first game yesterday. Thank you. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank Jarvis Green Ellis of the Cincinnati Bengals for doing very well for me.
Thoughts local to New York on Sanchez versus Tebow?
Not anymore. Like, Sanchez did amazing at the weekend. It was like Rex Ryan has just been tricking everyone to be terrible all preseason and do nothing, and then lull you all into a false sense of security. It's a very clever plan.
He is. And theater? Any theater on the horizon? Are you trying to get back?
I'm doing in London. I'm doing a production of The Cripple of Inishmaan with Martin McDonagh play with Michael Grandage next year. Wow. I haven't got any of the other cast obviously confirmed for that yet, but we're part of a 5-play season that Michael Grandage is doing in the West End. So it's really, really exciting, and I'm kind of, that one's like too far away for me to really even consider at the moment. But yeah, I'm very excited about that.